Hello and welcome back to the channel. Now this is the follow-up video when we took our Z3 around the track and we did that track day. I'll put a link to that video down the bottom if you haven't caught up on that one. But I thought after sending this round a track, I think what we need to do is we need to take a look and see how bad the tyres, the brakes, have we done any damage to our Z3? If you remember, the idea was this is the cheapest BMW Z3 1.9 in the northeast that I bought recently from eBay, and we decided to take it round a track. Colm and I did rally it round the track a little bit. We did have a bit of smoke from the brakes and generally pushed it just a little bit, possibly a bit too far, but certainly no immediate damage. It drove home okay and it seemed fine, but what could possibly have happened to it after taking it round the track? Have we pushed the discs and the pads a bit too far? Possibly. What's the condition of the tyres? Not sure. Now we did do a service on it, so I'm not expecting too many dramas, that kind of thing, but I think we better have a look at it, and then the decision is what to do with it for over the winter months, because I'm certainly not going to be driving it. There's no track days really over winter, so we need to decide what to do with it over winter. I thought the first thing I would show you is this. You can see we've got misting on the inside. Now the car's been sat for a couple of weeks, and what I'm worried about is that means moisture is getting inside. So have we got, yeah, it's all on the inside, that a leaky soft top or a leaky seal somewhere. And straight away I can see drops of water, and actually, yeah, drops of water on this seat. So I think it's probably the seal on this door. The rest of it seems okay. We certainly haven't got soaked carpets, we don't have soaked seats, we just have a little bit of water. Now it has been horrendous weather, to be honest, as well, so it really has had a lot of rain. Oh, now that's not a good sign. Oh, right, we've got a lot of condensation forming in here. I think what's happened, because this car kind of, it sits exposed and then it gets a lot of sun during the day. So whilst I don't think there's a huge amount of water coming in, there's clearly enough to cause condensation and water everywhere. So I think the first thing to do is to get it all dried out. Hang on. Yeah, I think we've got a leak on this door to roof seal. That should be fairly easy to sort. Let's get it dried out. Also going to get it started up as well, help it sort itself out a bit, run the heaters a little bit, and just see how we get on. Now actually this car hasn't been running for a few weeks since the track day, actually quite a lot of weeks. So let's just say, oh, got a lot of condensation on here as well. That's not good, is it? Come on, let's see, Z3. What condition are you in? Well, you're all lighting up nicely. Oh, I tell you what, it starts up on the button, doesn't it? It sounds quite happy, so I'm actually going to turn the... Oh. that's not something I've noticed before. That doesn't look happy. Oh, hang on. I think we've just lost a cylinder. Oh, and now an accelerator cable. Something's not right. Oh dear. And now the accelerator cable feels okay again. Let's start it back up. Now, I think I might have just snapped an accelerator cable. Oh, brilliant. Let's go and take a look in the bonnet and find out what's going on. First look, and yeah, that doesn't look in the best of conditions. Doesn't feel great either, to be honest. It feels a bit kind of loose. I think we'll take this off and take a look and see what's going on. Oh, first look, it seemed okay. It did seem a bit sticky though, because it was about there and I pushed it and it went further back. So I am wondering whether we've got a sticky accelerator cable. Hopefully that's what it is, because if not, then there's a good chance it's a problem with the electronics or something else in the throttle body. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and position the camera there, and I'm going to go and start it again, hopefully with the revs down like that, and let's see what happens. I'm hoping nothing exciting happens. Okay, I think it's a sticky alternator cable, accelerator cable, not alternator cable. That seems a bit better. It also sounds like it's actually running on all of its cylinders. I've had it running for about 5 minutes now, just to see how it's settled. Sounds like the misfire's gone, so I think that might just have been damp. Don't forget, we haven't actually changed any of the HT leads or anything like that. This is pretty much exactly as it was. In fact, I didn't even check the spark plugs, did I, to see what condition the spark plugs were in. So it could be that we've just got a rubbishy spark plug. It's idling away quite nicely again, you can see. Let's try the accelerator again. So I'm thinking we might have a problem with the accelerator cable. I'm actually not sure how difficult it would be to change that. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave the blowers on, warming up. It gets warm really quickly in this car. It's really quite impressive. I do like that. Turn all the air vents on and get a bit of airflow into the car. And yeah, I can. Oh, actually, I've just seen a drip. So I think it's off all of this condensation. I think I just need to work out how to keep condensation under control inside this car. And it's been running for a little bit, and I thought, let's have a little look at the coolant. Let's have a little look, see what it's like, shall we? I know it's warm, it's not too hot. Let's take this cover off and this video is supported by Temu, who have sent me a bag of things to try and make my Z3 go a bit faster. If you're new to Temu, you can use the code in the description at the bottom and get a discount on your first order. And what have they sent us? They've sent us an OBD2 car reader. We'll try that out later on. They've also sent me a load of extras that's going to jazz up the interior of my BMW Z3. We've got a car MP3 player charger. We've got some surrounds, blue detailing accessories. Well, that's the interior of the Z3, looking a bit more jazzy with a few of the details from Temu. You can see they've sent colour match to my car, steering wheel cover. And for an older car, what about this? Bluetooth FM transmitter to send music straight from your phone to your radio, because most old cars don't have Bluetooth. Mine doesn't. And this Bluetooth, it'll also charge your phone, and you can plug USB music into it as well. This great little OBD reader from Temu. Scan for codes, you can read, erase and do all of that, and it's available with a discount using the code in the description, so take a look at that and all the other gadgets that you can get from Temu for your car. Oh no. Oh no. What is that? That looks horrible. And we've got bubbles. Didn't expect to see that. Let's just put the cap back. Oh, it's going everywhere. Let's put the cap back on. Oh, well, that's not what I was expecting to see in the coolant. Didn't actually check the coolant, did I, when I bought it or sent it round a track at 80 mile an hour. I think we might need to change the coolant on it as well. I think that's a definite job that needs doing. Well, I might regret this, but I'm going to take it for a bit of a drive and just see how we get on. See how it's performing since being out on the track and being sat, not moving for a while. Well, so far so good, feeling reasonably steady, and brakes and everything still feeling pretty good actually. Anyway, enough of playing around. Let's take a look at what the discs and the pads look like after we've had it out for a bit of a spin. Let's take a look. First of all, tyre tread isn't bad actually. Looking at that, you can see the wear indicator. It's also been wearing fairly evenly as well. That's not bad going. I'll look up the year code on it once I find it, because I think they are a little bit old. So our year code 2916, so 2016, about 7 years old that tyre. That's not too bad. I think it's about 10 when you start to want them changed, but I have noticed, so we've got a Vantage there, evergreen on the back, or at least on this side, and I think we've got two different ones on the far side, so I would say we're going to need new tyres all round, just at least to get them matching. And now on to what we find in the disc and the pads. Now the disc, that kind of red colour tells me that it's overheated, which wouldn't surprise me. This was the one that had smoke pouring out of it when we did our track day. I mean, it's not purple or particularly discoloured, but I don't think, I mean, It's in decent condition otherwise, but I do think it's overheated. Looking at the brake pads themselves, they actually look pretty good. There looks a load of pad left on those at the minute. The caliper itself doesn't look so bad, although I'm not quite sure what's going on here. We've got some interesting cable tie and rubber. Now I do know it has a wear sensor, which will be although that might actually be part of ABS. That may be the wheel sensor. Well, there's two here, and actually it looks like one of them might have just been wrapped up. I'm really not sure what's going on here. I'll come back to that. Looking at the rest of it, spring solid. The rest of it looks okay. Steering rack looks okay. That boot doesn't look great. Looks like it's split actually. That might need some attention. The arms look crusty, but they're okay. The little anti-roll bar, again, look old, but okay, I think. And I don't think we get too much play on them. So all in all, not too bad. I think discs and pads are probably going to end up being replaced. I think that might be something as we turn this into more of a track car. I think that's the upgrade that we want to do first. All in all, not too bad. Let's take a look at the rear on this side. Okay, looking on the rear, tread wise, yeah, we're getting a bit low on the rear, which isn't really surprising considering we're a rear wheel drive car. So these are likely to get burnt up a little bit more. Where's our tyre code? 4816. So again, we're on a 2016 tyre. Looking back here, springs are intact, as are the mounts. That doesn't look too bad. Pads and discs not looking bad back here actually. Again, the pads have still got a fair bit left on them. This disc, not too bad, a little bit of rust, but actually there's no nasty ridges or anything that I can see. That's really quite encouraging. I do see what I suspected though. I'll take you in. If you look at this shock absorber, you can see it's gunked up to the hills. Yeah, we need to replace this shock absorber. That's a bit annoying because, of course, if you remember, I did replace the other side, and I did think at the time when I was buying it, I should be buying two because you should replace both, but I didn't, and well, that's bitten me now. I could have saved some money there because you tend to get them cheaper in pairs. You get a little bit of discount, so that's kind of bitten me a bit, but never mind. It's a fairly easy job to do. From here we can also see our Sterling exhaust system. You can see what exactly has been done. This is the big gap where a silencer would go. Never mind. Looking at the caliper looks in decent nick actually. Not too bad. We've got all of the spring clips and everything in place, and looking back, the pipes don't look too bad, although I think at some point actually there is a bit of corrosion and nastiness on that rear brake pipe, so I suspect we are going to have to do rear brake pipes at some point. That's going to be a bit of a pain to do. Looking at the drive shaft and the diff at the back, that all looks in good condition actually. Can't see any problems on there, no split boots or anything, which is good. I'm also not seeing leaks or anything from the rear differential, which is good news. I'm not going to look at the other rear because obviously I had that off last time when I was doing the shock, so there's no point in that one. I think we will look at the front driver side though and get a bit of a comparison, because I'm still wanting to know what on earth is going on with those cables on the passenger side. So let's get this one back on. Let's go and have a look at the front. Now we're on the one that probably gave me the most, well, didn't give me the most concern, because that was the one that the brake pads were smoking. But this tyre is the one that I think is probably the most questionable out of the lot. It's also the one that doesn't want to let go. There we go. Right, so yet again a different tyre. This is a BCT. This is a bit of a sort of slick, more a racing tyre actually, looking at it. Still got plenty of tread according to the wear indicators, but you can see it's cracking quite a bit. That's not a great tyre, that one. Let's look for the year code. There we go, 1714. 2014 tyre. Next year, 10 years old. I'm not sure if that's an advisory or a fail on MOT, but yeah, that would make sense. That's the one that I didn't think the tyre was going to be great, and sure enough it isn't. And now taking a look, fairly similar what we had disc on the other side. More rust though this rather than redness. Bit of corrosion on the disc there. Same with the pads in good condition though. Again, still plenty of meat left on that pad, and the disc's not bad condition. Now interestingly, electrical wise, we only have one wire coming out here, which I think will be the speed sensor. If I take you in for a closer look and have a look behind here, yeah, I think that's the wheel speed sensor on that one, which makes sense. So I'm not really sure what the second one over on the passenger side was all about. Not to worry. Having a little look, what's our it's cracking. It's not split completely, but that's probably not far off. Anti-roll bar joint, not too bad. What about the arm at the bottom? Yeah, not too bad, not too bad, but I can see what I feared. We've got an oil leak, and it must be a reasonably big oil leak, because it certainly appeared quite quickly. And you can see it's all, I don't think it's on the power, I don't think it's actually the power steering. I think what's happening is oil's dripping onto it and coating the power steering boot. That's going to be one that we need to look into, isn't it? Spring. Yeah, that's not too bad. Again, we're missing a bit of the shock cover, but that's not entirely surprising. Okay. Again, I'm not overly worried. I'm pleasantly surprised, I guess. After we rallied it round the track, it seems to have done okay, engine-wise, mechanic-wise. I think what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into our track car. So I'd love to hear your ideas and what do you think I should do. Where's the mods that we're going to be able to do? Would be nice to get a little bit more power out of that second and third gear. If you remember when we did the track, we were noticing a bit of a lacking, especially in third. It really bogged down. So I think just a little bit more performance out of it might just make all that difference. So let me know what you think the mods would be. I'll put a couple in the comments to get you started, and then I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at brakes and discs, see what we can operate them to, just to get a little bit better so that they don't overheat quite as badly as they did. And obviously I think it's going to be 4 new tyres because it's going to make sense. I'm just looking at the tyre. It's a different tyre. It's evergreen on the back, on the driver's side, and the tread from here doesn't look great. So I do think that it's going to be 4 new tyres. This is going to cost. This is going to add up. So let's see how we get on, and I'll let you know in a future video on what's going to happen. I'll show you it getting laid up for winter. We'll move it up out of the way and set it up as best as we can for winterization. I don't know whether I want to check the coolant at this point, or whether that is a job for next year. So again, let me know what you think, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.